Holy shit. Oh my god.
We are living in a world where the old system is not just failing us, it's actively lying to us, feeding off us, and pretending it's saving us while it rots from the inside out. And the reason so many people feel like this whole thing needs to be torn down before it can be rebuilt is because it's no longer a question of fixing the system. It's a question of whether anything genuine is left underneath all the performance, the hypocrisy, and the noise. Think about it. For decades, we've been told that the media is our watchdog, that politicians are our representatives, that celebrities are our role models, and that the entertainment industry is here to reflect our values back to us. But what we are seeing now is something very different. We are seeing an ecosystem where truth is secondary to clicks, where power is secondary to image, and where morality is secondary to branding. The old system is not broken in the sense of, oops, something went wrong. It's broken in the sense of, this was never built to serve us in the first place. Let's start with the media. The media is supposed to inform us. It's supposed to hold power to account. It's supposed to shine a light on corruption, injustice, and abuse. Instead, what we get is a conveyor belt of outrage, fear, and distraction. One day the world is ending because of this scandal. The next day, it's that crisis. And the day after that, both of them are quietly forgotten because the ratings dropped and something else is more profitable. The media doesn't just report the news anymore. It manufactures it. It picks the stories that will make you angry, scared, or addicted. And then it feeds you the same emotional script over and over again. And who benefits from that? Not you. Not the working class guy trying to pay rent. Not the single parent trying to raise kids. Not the student trying to get through university. The people who benefit are the ones who own the platforms, who control the algorithms, who decide what gets amplified and what gets buried. The media has become a weaponized entertainment machine dressed up as a public service. It pretends to be on your side while it sells your attention to the highest bidder. Then there's politics. Politicians stand on stages, in front of microphones, in front of cameras, and they talk about the people, the future, the nation. They give speeches about sacrifice, about unity, about responsibility. And then they fly in private jets to climate conferences. They live in multi-million-dollar homes. They take donations from corporations that profit from the very problems they claim to be fighting. They tell us we need to tighten our belts, to recycle more, to eat less meat, to drive less, to consume less, while they jet set across the world, burning more carbon in a single weekend than most families burn in a year. This isn't just hypocrisy. This is a system that is structurally designed to separate the rulers from the ruled. The people who make the decisions don't live with the consequences of those decisions. They don't feel the rent hikes. They don't feel the job insecurity. They don't feel the pressure of trying to raise kids in a world that keeps getting more expensive and more unstable. They live on the outside, looking in, telling us how we should live our lives, while they enjoy a lifestyle that is completely disconnected from our reality. And then there's the entertainment age of entitlement. We live in a culture where fame is worshipped, where wealth is glorified, where looks are monetized, and where attention is the new currency. Celebrities, influencers, media personalities, they tell us what beauty is, what success is, what happiness is, while they themselves are often miserable, addicted, or completely detached from any sense of real purpose. They promote Botox, facelifts, lip fillers, waist trainers, and extreme diets as if these are the keys to self-worth. While normal people are left feeling like they are not good enough unless they look like a filtered version of themselves. The entertainment industry sells us an image of perfection, and then it sells us the products to chase that image. It tells us to be confident, to love ourselves, to embrace our flaws, while simultaneously profiting off of our insecurities. It's a cruel loop. You are told you are unique and special, but only if you look a certain way, act a certain way, buy certain things, and follow certain trends. And if you don't, you are made to feel like you are behind, like you are not trying hard enough, like you're not worthy of love or respect. At the same time, these same celebrities and media figures are the ones preaching about inclusion, about tolerance, about social justice. They talk about being against ICE, against racism, against inequality, against oppression. And on the surface, that sounds noble. But the problem is that they often have nothing in common with the people they are supposedly speaking for. They don't live in the neighborhoods they talk about. They don't face the same risks. They don't share the same struggles. They don't even speak the same language. In the literal and figurative sense, they can afford to be inclusive. But inclusion doesn't cost them anything. They can afford to be against ICE, because they are not the ones dealing with the consequences of open borders or broken immigration systems. They can afford to be woke, because their careers are built on being seen as morally superior, not on actually living the realities they are talking about. And when real people try to point that out, they are labelled as ignorant, hateful, or backward. The system protects its own, even when its own are completely out of touch. This is why the old system feels like it needs to be torn down. Because it's not just a few bad apples. It's the whole barrel. It's a system where the media doesn't inform, it manipulates. The politicians don't represent, they perform. The celebrities don't inspire, they exploit. The institutions don't protect, they preserve themselves. And the people who have lived their lives on the outside, watching the lower middle class on the inside, have been telling us how we should live our lives for decades. They've told us to work harder, to be more grateful, to be more tolerant, to be more forgiving. While they enjoyed privileges they never earned and rarely acknowledge. They've lectured us about climate change while flying private jets. They've preached about equality while living in gated communities. They've talked about authenticity while building their entire careers on curated images and manufactured personas. The result is a deep, simmering anger. Not the kind of anger that's just about one issue or one event, but a structural anger at the entire setup. People are tired of being lied to. They are tired of being manipulated. They are tired of being told what to think, what to feel, and what to buy by people who have no real stake in their lives. They are tired of watching the same faces, the same voices, the same institutions keep getting a pass while ordinary people keep paying the price. And that's where the idea of tearing it all down comes from. It's not just a desire for chaos. It's a recognition that you can't reform a system that is fundamentally corrupt. You can't patch up a house that's built on rotten wood. You can't trust a system that has spent decades proving it doesn't trust you. The old system has shown its true colours. It's shown that it will protect its own, it will protect its profits, it will protect its power, no matter what it costs the rest of us. So what does rebuilding look like? It doesn't mean starting from nothing. It means starting from a place of honesty. It means building institutions that are accountable, transparent, and rooted in the communities they serve. It means creating media that informs instead of manipulates, politics that represents instead of performs, and culture that inspires instead of exploits. It means valuing real contribution over fame, real character over image, and real integrity over branding. Rebuilding also means listening to the people who have been on the inside, not just the people who have been watching from the outside. It means listening to the lower middle class, to the working class, to the people who actually live with the consequences of bad policies, bad decisions, and bad systems. It means recognizing that the people who are closest to the problem are often the ones with the clearest view of the solution. The old system isn't going to fix itself. It's not going to suddenly become honest, humble, or accountable. It's going to keep doing what it's always done, protecting its own, feeding off the public, and pretending it's on our side. The only way to change that is to stop pretending it can be reformed and start building something better in its place. That doesn't mean violence. It doesn't mean chaos. It means clarity. It means recognizing that the emperor has no clothes and refusing to keep pretending otherwise. It means rejecting the fake narratives, the empty slogans, the performative activism, and the manufactured outrage. It means demanding real accountability, real transparency, and real consequences for those who abuse power. And it means creating your own space, whether that's through independent media, through community organising, through honest art, or through simply speaking the truth in a world that rewards lies. The old system depends on your silence, your obedience, and your distraction. The moment you stop playing along, the moment you start building alternatives, you start tearing it down from the inside out. So yes, the old system needs to be torn down. Not because destruction is the goal, but because the system itself is the obstacle. It's blocking the way to something better, something more honest, something more fair. And until it's gone, or at least fundamentally reshaped, we're just rearranging the furniture on a sinking ship. The question isn't whether the system is broken. The question is whether we are going to keep pretending it can be fixed, or whether we are going to start building the world we actually want to live in.